Happy Saturday. Good morning. Good morning to you. Hope you're having a good day. Been up for a minute. See, that's all the sharing I need to do. Give me 1 second here, real quick. All right. My hair was still wet in the back and it was dripping. Well, it doesn't look like it. I have very thick hair. I have luscious curls. Can I touch your hair? No. You may not touch my hair. In fact, I have it all flat right now. It's actually there we go. You can't even fucking tell on here. But anyway, good morning. Good morning. Today we're talking about privilege to communicate. We're gonna be in As Bill Sees It. Do you like my hey, we use what we use, right? We use what we use. So yeah. You know, before I get started, I know that we alcoholics have a problem with authority. Okay, but if we don't have authority in our lives, we need to follow the rules, man. If anybody needs to follow the rules, it's alcoholics. Not necessarily and we're talking about moral rules here. You know, um, you know, we keep expecting safe spaces and stuff, but and an AA meeting isn't really a safe. I mean, it is a safe space, but you know, you're being judged, man. Doesn't matter where you go, you're being judged. So you just no, just don't worry about it. All right. Welcome to Daily Trudge. My name is Dion. People are not used to me being up this early. So if you're here, please say hello, whether you're watching the live or the rewatch. Or the rewatch. Or the rewatch. That was all me. I don't have anything special. Trust me. Even I mean, I ran out of spots to put stuff in my computer, so I have to use the microphone on my. Yeah. So let's get started. Let's get this started. The privilege to communicate. Everyone must agree that we AAs are unbelievably fortunate people. Fortunate that we have suffered so much. Uh, yeah, give me a little bit, brother. Um, so I'm going to answer this. Nobody's here. Sorry, but well, somebody's here. Just let me answer this real quick. All right. I just had to reply to somebody. They're asking for help, and I don't let people hang at all. I mean, if I can take a few seconds and write them, I'm going to. So, fortunate that we have suffered so much. Fortunate that we can know, understand, and love each other so supremely well. Um, and if you're wondering where I'm at, I'm in As Bill Sees It on page 231. 231. Do I not entertain you? I just don't like it when people pop in and then they leave. Just watch the preview or something. And it's like, It's like they're saying you're not popular enough, good enough. I mean, and it shouldn't bother me. So anyway, these attributes. So fortunate. How are we fortunate in this? Doesn't really feel fortunate in the beginning, does it? I'm one of those people where I'm grateful to be an alcoholic because I can't think of any other reason why I would have sought for God in my life. I can't think of any other reason. And I have a pretty good life, man. I have a pretty good life. For me. Hmm. See, the kind of life I live isn't for everybody. The kind of life you live isn't for everybody. We all have our own needs, and maybe they're tolerant, and that's why they dropped off. Or that. uh, your life is such an adventure. It's an adventure. I think all Virgos are like that. We're just right. What'd you say? No, that's not what happened, you asshole. Uh, it was so cute. It was so cute. My granddaughter's birthday was yesterday, and I called her, and it was just the cutest thing. It just is. I didn't think it actually happened, or there would have been a lot more swearing. I knew that was made up. Yeah, but yeah, that's the other thing. Virgos were storytellers. We're storytellers, man. Okay, we're also usually pretty quick-witted. We can come up with jokes pretty quick. Um, Sometimes they're highly inappropriate, so we have to watch it. All right, so fortunate for my suffering. Yeah, it's fortunate that I suffered because now I'm here and I like what's going on today. I like my life today. Um, Granted, this week's been hard, but at the same time, you know, I'm able to work with it. You know, um, Death sucks, man. It does, and it isn't so much my suffering as much as the suffering of my loved ones. You know, Sometimes that hurts even more, huh? Because there's powerlessness that goes along with it. And you wish you had this magic wand, but even then, if you did have a magic wand, would you use it? Would it be the right thing to do? These are the hard choices that we have to frickin' make in life, man. I know at least for me, without a higher power, I fuck it up. I just do. So these attributes and virtues are scarcely of the earned variety. Indeed, most of us are well aware that these are rare gifts which have their true origin in our kinship, born of a common suffering and common deliverance by the grace of God. So, what does that mean? If we were born an alcoholic, okay, which I believe that I was, that I was also born with some rare gifts. Now, I'm not going to be able to find these gifts until I do some suffering first. That's the unfortunate part. Now, how much suffering, that's going to be up to me. Okay. Now, unfortunately, it's probably going to be a lot of suffering because we alcoholics learn the hard way. Okay. But you are born with some rare gifts. There's a lot of us where we have this empathy and we could just see the world for what it is. Even when I was younger, you know, I mean, even before I was double digits, you have such an old soul. I'd be like, maybe, Oh, yeah, I know. I do. I have an old soul, man. I know. But that doesn't mean treat me different. That's what happens with it. Thereby, we are privileged to communicate with each other. If it wasn't for alcohol, if it wasn't for alcoholism, I wouldn't know any of you. Do you like your friends? Do you love your family? Do you like these people being in your life? Then alcoholism. Yeah. We think that we're earning these gifts. It's so funny. No, they were given. Already, that's what a gift is. You don't get a gift for doing something. You get a gift because it is something. Like your birthday. It's a statement. You didn't earn your birthday. All you did was live. Okay. You didn't earn your birthday. But you get gifts anyway. Huh. Thereby, we are privileged to communicate with each other to a degree and a manner not very often surpassed among our non alcoholic friends in the world around us. Yeah. It's a little different. My non alcoholic friends, I have to explain a lot of stuff to. I have to explain a lot. Not always. Not always. But, I'll talk to my non alcoholic friends and, you know, they'll say things, well, aren't you worried what people will think? I'm like, oh, that's right. You're not an alcoholic. No, I don't care. No, I don't. What are you talking about? Why would I give a fuck? What's what he's gonna think because of a shirt I'm wearing or something? Oh, mm-mm. Hi Patricia, it's good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, I'm gonna be going a little bit longer. I'm gonna head to an in person noon meeting down in Arvada. It's gonna take a minute to get there. It's my like really old home group from back when I was younger, and I want to go down there see how people are doing and check in, stir the pot at the noon meeting a little bit. That's always fun. It's one of those places where I go, Dion, where the fuck have you been? It's just one of those places. So I used to be ashamed of my condition, and so I didn't talk about it. The shame and the guilt and the fucking stigma and blah blah. Yeah, it'll stop you from asking for help. Because the problem is, if I ask for help, then I'm admitting that I'm fucked up, and I didn't want to do that. I was so tired of people because if I did that, then I'd prove all the people right and fuck them, right? So that was yeah, um, you know, but that's the best part about AA. I don't have to explain myself. I can walk into the room and say I'm feeling lonely, and you understand where I'm coming from. I don't have to describe it. I gotta check this message. Sober living. Oh, great. Do you have a good sober living right now? Actually, I do. I do. Okay. I do. I think I have one. Okay. All right. But nowadays, I freely compress. I freely compress. I freely confess I'm depressive, and this has attracted other depressives like me. Working with them has helped a great deal. Yeah. When you know you're not the only one, now it sucks. It's kind of a catch 22 because I don't want you to be depressed too. That kind of sucks. But it is nice that you understand where I'm coming from. There's nothing, there's no better way to heal than with people that go through the same things that you do, that have understanding about it. that can have some patience and tolerance when you're going through these things, because they know that but for the grace of God, that's them also. You know, Ingrid proved for me the other day that Alcoholics Anonymous is the largest organization in the world. Thank you for doing that for me. I appreciate that. Um, you know, I figured I was right, but I hadn't put any time into actually looking. So, but a lot of things stem from Alcoholics Anonymous. A lot of 12-step programs would not be there if it wasn't for AA. But at the same time, AA would not be around if it weren't for other things. See, and these are the things that we must be, not necessarily, you don't necessarily have to be grateful for them, but you do need to respect them. You do need to give it a little bit of respect. Okay. Because if you do that, then you can be open-minded and catch the things that you need to catch and leave the rest. Right. Because now that you've been hitting meetings and you're taking what you need and leaving the rest, you can do these things. It's kind of like once you become a recovered, once you go through a program and you have recovered, a self-help book will actually help you. Why? Because you know how to help yourself now. There's a requirement to self-help books. You got to know how to help yourself first. Now, in addiction, that's kind of a no-go, is it not? Kind of a no-go. Doing it alone. Yeah, we don't we don't do unaided will around here. So even those self-help books, I've got a self-help book here. I talk about it all the time. The 5 Love Languages. It's a self-help book. Okay. What I did is I educated myself a little bit, and then I taught. For me, the best way to learn something is by teaching it. Because if I teach it, I have to do it. See? And that's leadership. Teaching, being an educator, is leadership. That's what leadership is. It's just being a good example. Leaders don't tell people what to do. No, they don't. They might say something like, well, I would highly recommend you try this. But here I was being put, I highly recommend that you try this, man. Because it's 11/11, by the way. A lot of numbers in my life lately. Must be that new moon. I don't want to blame it on the moon, but fuck. I really don't like to blame anything, actually. I would rather just find the solution and move on. So, all right. So, we are privileged in the fact that we get to communicate. Okay. So, let's make sure that we don't abuse that privilege by using things that are conveniences. Because the only time that I'm communicating really is when this hole in front of my head is moving. It's the only time I'm really communicating. So, all right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I appreciate it. I love you. Peace out and have a day.